Each time you go to a different country, a different city, there are things that you pay certain attentions to. There are things that you will see and you will be like, hell no, my country should be doing this. We should start doing this in my country. And these things are so good that we should implement it in our own country. I know most of you think about it if you have ever left your space or your own vicinity, your country, your city to another one. There are things that you will learn and you'll be like, we should start doing this in my own country. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about things that Kenyans do that Nigerians should implement or start doing. Let's dive right into it. This video is actually coming from a place of love for Nigeria and love for Kenya. So the first thing I'll be talking about is the cashless economy thing, the M-Pesa. Like in Kenya, in Africa, Kenya is the most cashless African country. You could actually buy anything anywhere, pay for your transport with your mobile phone, like with your app, with your mobile phone. It is very, very easy. I mean, we are still struggling with handling cash, struggling with POS, and this latest era of POS, like almost every junction, you'll be having up to 10, 15, 16, 17 POS, like people where you have to struggle to pay to get cash. You pay them to give you cash. Unlike in Kenya, your phone, you have your M-Pesa in the phone, and it is very, very easy for you. Like, buy something, the local people selling the thing, you just use your phone. There is network everywhere. You use your phone and give them the price, exactly what you paid for, without them charging you for the POS, without them charging you for paying them. In Nigeria, in most shops, when you go to most shops to buy something, like you buy something, after buying something from the person and you want to pay with your card or transfer, they will tell you to add extra money that they use and bring out the money you're giving them from the POS, from the bank. It's crazy, and it's just somehow. But then with the invention of M-Pesa, if we could emulate this easy cashless policy that Kenya is running, I think it's going to help us save more money. It will help like Nigerians save more money. You go to the market with just your phone, go to the supermarket with just your phone, go to anywhere you want to go to with just your phone without carrying cash around, almost stranded. Like you'll be stranded looking for small money you use for transportation, whereas you can just use your phone and wire the money to the driver via the mobile money transfer app. It is very, very easy with that. Every number, like I think the M-Pesa works with number. Okay, you use your phone number, you register, you get the M-Pesa, and then with your phone number anybody can transfer money to you via your phone number. And I think it's very, very, very easy. It's something that we should try emulating so that it will save us more money, because if in a day or in a week, if I'm withdrawing money from the POS and paying them charges for taking the money, if you calculate the amount of money that you're spending for the POS and the charges that you pay to the POS people to take the money, it's crazy. If you calculate it, it's a lot of money, and I think it's something we should actually emulate. The next one I want to talk about is the customer service kindness. You go to a shop to buy something with your money, and it will look like the person you're buying the thing from is angry with you, or you're disturbing the person that you're buying something from. There's this type of attitude that most vendors give to customers here in Nigeria that I did not notice at all when I visited Kenya. So this customer service kindness, I don't know how people even see it. Like somebody, you brought out a product, you brought out food, you brought out something to sell, and then someone, out of their own kindness, out of their own like love for what you're doing, love for what you're selling, they come to your shop and say they want to buy something from you or they want to patronize you. And before you know it, you're giving the person attitude. I think if we could learn that politeness, the kindness that people, the sellers, the vendors give to customers in Kenya, like if we could bring it back home, it's going to be very, very amazing. I mean, at a point, there was a time, I think some time ago, I tried patronizing someone that was selling clothes, like on TikTok. She was selling her things, so I just wanted to know how much she's selling the stuff, how much it is going for, and that. So I've not been on her live stream before. I've not been to her page or whatever before. And immediately I asked her, where do you stay? How much is this? How much is that? The next thing I saw, if you're not buying, stop asking me where I'm staying. If you're not buying, stop asking me how much. People are just asking unnecessary and annoying questions. This, da, 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 da. On top of my own money. For me, but for my, like, I want to buy something from you with my money. Like with my small money. And you're giving me attitude. Why? So, I've noticed that a lot. I've noticed that a lot of Nigerian vendors are just somehow angry. Another customer will make you angry, or maybe probably underprice you. The next thing, you're pouring the aggression to another person that did absolutely nothing to you. It's crazy. So if we could learn that kindness, learn to be polite to people that are buying things from us, it's going to be really amazing. It's going to be so amazing, and it will even help you keep your customers, retain your customers. Because if you give attitude to someone, they're not coming again. You don't want to patronize you again. So if you give someone attitude and they don't come again, you see that he's losing, not the person that is buying from you. So we learn kindness, we learn politeness. Is going to help our daily lives. The next thing I want to emphasize on this video is the public calmness in Kenya. Like, if you're a Nigerian, you will notice it. Like, if that's one of the first things that you will notice immediately you land. Kenya is so calm. That's the first thing that you will notice if you land Kenya. If you're coming from a noisy place, or like if you're coming from a calm place, it will be normal to you. But if you're coming from a noisy place like ours, you will notice that Kenya is very, very calm. You know, some time ago I made a post on my community tab, like telling about how my neighbors were screaming on top of their voices, discussing something that they could actually like talk to each other face to face and talk about without making a fuse about it, without making it dramatic. You know, they were so shouting, and it was crazy. And they were, not the thing is that they switched on a very loud speaker. The song was blasting, and then they were shouting so that somebody right in front of you will not be hearing what you're saying. Something that you can actually say calmly to the person, and the person will still hear it. I mean, if we don't shout, it's as if something wrong has happened. Like if people do not shout, it will just be like something wrong has happened. So these people are just screaming. The thing they're discussing, I'm not supposed to be hearing it. They're downstairs. I was upstairs in my room. I wasn't supposed to be hearing it though. But then I was so hearing it. I was hearing it word for word, line for line. You know, it's crazy, isn't it? Because I don't understand, like, why should I be hearing your private conversations? Like, do you want me to be hearing it? Why not keep your voice low? The person you're talking to is not in the next compound, he's right in front of you. Talk to the person calmly and let's lessen the noise pollution. You're shouting, the speaker is on, generator is on top one person head. It's just somehow. So if we could learn to be calm, to lessen noise pollution, to lessen the way we shout in public places, in the restaurants, like to lessen things like that, is going to be really amazing for all of us. So it will be amazing for all of us, because who doesn't like a calm place? I don't know if you have heard this thing that we call African time. I think that doesn't exist in Kenya. Kenyans keep to time. When they say 2 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock. When they say 5 p.m., it's 5 p.m. They maintain time. There is no African time. They don't do African time there, unless us, when we are doing our thing in our own way. But if you have an event, if you have a course, a class, or whatsoever, and the time is 2, you have to respect that time, because it is going to start by that time. There's no African time in Kenya. It doesn't exist. African time doesn't exist in Kenya. They respect the time. It actually shows that they are willing to do what they want to do. They respect the person that they invited. They respect their guests. They respect people around them. So if you tell somebody I'll be there by 5, and then the person arrives by 5, and you come by 6 or 7 and be like, I'm so sorry, I was caught up with something, my this thing happened, that one happened. It doesn't show respect. You could actually fix most of those things before the time you told the person to come. I know emergency happens, but I mean, there are some that we could avoid. So if we learn to maintain time and remove that African time excuse and mentality, it is actually going to remove stress from us, save our time, save our energy. Like, you come for something, the time they told you to come 2 o'clock, you come by 2, you sort it out and you head home. It's just going to make everything peaceful, calm, and stressless. Kenyans respect trees and plants. I mean, it makes the place look so natural. It makes the place looks like it's going to heal you, like it's healing, therapeutic to look at the greenish nature, look at the beautiful plants, flowers, like the thick gardens, trees, plants, so like dear to them. It is very important to them. I think we should also learn to preserve the plant, trees, and all that, because if you plant them, it's going to help make the environment beautiful. Like, you plant, nurture them, maintain them, water them with their flowers and everything. Is going to help make the environment look clean, organized. And also, this thing they taught us in biology, we breathe out carbon dioxide and breathe in oxygen. Plants and flowers give a country a fresh, peaceful feel. I mean, so peaceful to look at. When I went, I was seeing lots of trees, flowers. I mean, it's so beautiful. I will not lie. So next time Nigerians want to protest, you feel like you want things to change in Nigeria, you feel like you want things to start working for good in Nigeria, look at Kenyans. Look at the way they organize themselves whenever they want to protest. You look at the way that they bring out, like, come out in mass. I know Nigeria system and Kenyan system is not that like related. Kenyans are so united whenever they want to do something that they bring out their heart wholeheartedly and do it. That's the unity we should learn. I know it's quite not the same case in Nigeria because of the large ethnic differences and also the religious thing, the propaganda that they bring whenever something like that comes. You see politicians trying to use the religion and the ethnic group differences to divide the unity that Nigerians should have. I know it might not be the same, but at the end of the day, what I'm suffering as an Igbo person, you will suffer it as a Yoruba person. Nigeria is dealing with all of us. The politicians are dealing with all of us. But then, if we could emulate the unity these people have whenever they want to achieve something, whenever they want to change, and use it in our own time. I know it has once happened and it didn't end well. It didn't end well. Some people actually lost their lives in the process, and at the end of the day, they made us believe that nobody lost their life. Nigerian, yeah. So it's crazy. But then, if you could learn from their unity, I mean, these people are so in love with Kenya. They are so in love with their flag. They support their athletes. They support anything that has to do with Kenya, their food. You talk about their country in a good way, they support you with so much love. You talk about their country in a bad way, they attack you with so much aggression. They are just out. They are out for Kenya. They are out to protect that country with everything that they have. And it's something that we should also sink in. It's something we should take in. It's something we should emulate. Don't you guys think so? I will never stop talking about the butchery. I'll never stop talking about the slaughter and how they sell meat in Kenya. I've talked about it a lot of times. I've done a lot of videos about it. If we could actually bring this back home and try doing something around it. I know it's not going to be easy. It will not be easy because of the light issue, our economy. I know if you bring in a lot of things, including light, including preservation of those meat, maintenance of the cleanliness, the licensing, everything. If you bring in everything, the cost of meat will now be like higher than the one that we are buying on the roadside in the market. It will now be higher, and if people are not making a lot of money, they might end up not being able to afford meat at the classy or well-maintained butchery shop, So if we are able to have a good economy, have people like get great jobs, have people do more things. Like there are lots of unemployed Nigerians. A lot of Nigerians are not doing anything. A lot of Nigerians are not employed. Yeah. So if we could create more jobs in Nigeria, have people like gainfully employed and have something doing with their life and they earn, I think it's going to be easy for them to like afford. But then if we say let's bring in the Kenyan butchery in Nigeria, and the economy is still there, a lot of people are still poor, there is no constant light, and I don't think it will work like that. We should actually start from fixing the energy power supply and also fixing jobs, unemployment in Nigeria. If you could fix these two things, implementing the Kenyan butchery style in Nigeria is not going to be really difficult again, because I think those two are the major challenges that it might have, in my own opinion, though. So yes, these are the beautiful things that I learned from Kenya. This is not because one country is better than the other, but if you visit countries, you learn habits, you learn things that you can bring back to your own place. So these are the few I can remember for now. I know there are a lot of it, but these are the few I can talk about for now in this video. If you want me to talk about other things, if you want me to say other things, or there are some videos you want me to do, please write it down in the comments section. Let's talk about it. Please guys, don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you all in my next video. Bye bye.